Good morning, Stephanie Zima here with Walk It Free, the mentorship community where we heal, connect, and level up. This week I'm going to talk to you a little bit about the love languages and the use of love languages in your life, in your personal relationships with your children, with your spouse, with yourself. And the reason why this is so important is because it really levels up every area that you are coming in contact with. Now, humans are social beings, right? We are having a really hard time when we are feeling disconnected from people. We are having a hard time when we are not having loving, supportive relationships in our lives. And when you take a look at some of the pain that you are going through, and when you are looking at, the issues that are really coming from, it often is because we're feeling disconnected, right? And so many of us are disconnected from ourselves, but we are also disconnected from the people around us. Now, one of the things that I've figured out is that, when you are a people pleaser, for example, you are trying to always do something for other people, it does not only mean it's a bad thing. It could very well be that you have a love language of acts of service. And when you have acts of service as your love language, you just love to give something to people. You love to serve. Now, that is a good thing. So many times we try to beat ourselves down, and it triggers shame, right? Because we love to give, we love to help, but we are not supposed to, right? Other people have all these, you're supposed to do this and you're not supposed to do that, and all these kind of rules, right? The rules that have been made up because they are really not real. The trick of happiness is to become aware of what you want your rules to be. You need to figure out what it is that brings you to life. You need to figure out what is it that you find acceptable and not. And so many of us are not doing it. So here's the thing. If you have a love language of acts of service, you have to understand that when you give, you need to joyfully give. Not just give to receive, right? Because that's not really doing the trick. Now, if you're paired up in life with somebody who loves to take, and you happen to be a giver, right? And you love to give, and then you are paired with somebody who is a taker, it seems to be working out great in the beginning until that taker actually just keeps taking and you just keep giving, and you are not feeling loved. Because if you are an acts of service person, when they don't give back to you, you are not fulfilled. You are not feeling loved. You're giving love, but you're not receiving love. And in relationships, very often that can get to complications. So I'm going to go over this week over all those 5 love languages. There's 5 of them. There's acts of service, there is quality time, there is words of affirmation, there is receiving gifts, and there is physical touch. Those are the 5 love languages that everyone has. And the goal here is for you to first of all become aware of what your love language is, and then to speak it all the time, and to make sure that you're receiving. So in my example of having acts of service, that you give, but you are married or you are with children, because it really is any human, any relationship that are takers in your environment, they are only going to keep taking, and it leaves you feeling unloved. So how can you fix this? You can fix it by having good boundaries in place, knowing your love language, and asking for it. Because only because someone does not have a natural love language that is like that, but if you understand that you deserve to feel loved, that you feel worth of the love, then you can also put boundaries in place and say, hey, listen, I would like for you to also give something back to me. I would like for you to also do something. And you can slowly start training. I feel love languages should be taught in schools when children are being brought up, because it's so much more than to learn how to read and write and all this stuff. Being aware of your love language can save you so much heartache, because you think the other person doesn't care about you when in fact they just have a different love language and they don't see it the same way as you do. I had to learn in this journey that the way how my brain thinks, the way how my paradigm is, my inner belief system, the expectations that I have on life, that is not the same for everyone. I somehow grew up thinking that everyone sees the world the way how I see the world, but that is not the case. So I had to learn how to not only see myself, but also how to identify what my beliefs even were. What are my beliefs? What are my core values? And then through that, I was able to figure out, do I agree with that? Do I not agree with that? Do I like that? Do I not like that? What are the people in my surroundings like? Do they agree with that? What are their core values? What are their beliefs? And there's a lot of work that has to be done when you want to have harmony in your life. And so many of us are not even understanding this. We are not even thinking this. We are not realizing that conversations have to be held, and boundaries have to be set, and thought processes have to be happening. And boundaries are not just there to keep people out, but boundaries are also there to get people coming back in. Okay, so this weekend, if anybody's been following me, I've been out in nature, and it was a boundary I set. I needed to recharge. I needed to get back in touch with me. I needed to, and when you hear I need, you could think this is very selfish, but in fact, it's actually not selfish at all. It's just knowing what you need to give to yourself. You need to serve yourself sometimes. You need to understand what it is you need, so that when you fill your cup, you can fill the cup for others again. You can pour into other people's relationships. You can be, more grateful. You can be more forgiving. You can just be more for other people. But when you are not filling your cup because you just give, then you're running on empty, and empty people are not very valuable. So you have to learn, especially when you have a love language of acts of service, how to also give to you, how to then ask others to fulfill yours too. And you have to learn how to sit with the unspoken expectation that everyone has to give to you, and forgive that they don't know how to. Okay. And what I mean by that is, I've had for a long time, and I still sometimes do. And I want you to know that this is all messy. Okay. Personal development is messy. There's no perfectionism here. It's a messy It's a messy, what's the word for it? It's a messy journey. Okay. It's a messy journey. So as you are thinking, oh, I've got this all figured out, I know it all, something else will pop in. Something else will come up. That's why you always level up. So here's the thing. You learn something, you apply it, you level up. You learn something new, you apply it, you level up. It's kind of like a staircase. Personal development is like a staircase. You learn something, then you're stagnant for a little while, and then you level up again, right? That's just how it is. So when you learn how to be aware of your love language, then you learn how to speak it for yourself, give it back to you. Then you learn how to ask for it, okay? You have to sit with this victim mentality for a minute of like, they should be knowing how to give it to me. They should know that I deserve that. You have to let go of that part, because people don't know what you know. People did not grow up with the same wounds, the same daggers, the same experiences, the same mentorship. They did not grow up with the same as you did. So you have to learn how to be okay and communicate it, and then forgive them if they are sidestepping. And it's a hard process sometimes to do, because you want to hang on to this childlike, they should be there for me. Okay, you want to hang on to it because that's what served you for so long. But when you become an adult, you also have to learn that you need to serve yourself now. That's kind of the separation process that you've had to overcome. And many adults, they don't do that mental work. So many adults are just becoming older, and they just grew older, but they're not doing the work that is required for them to do. So be courageous, walk it free, go ahead and start working on it. And if you have not taken the test yet as to what love language you are, I'm gonna pop it down here in the comments of this video, so go ahead and check that out. Do me a favor, spread the word, okay? Too many people, more people need to know about love languages, and I will go through all of them this week. So make sure you are going to watch them. Acts of service was today. And yes, walk it free, connect, heal, and level up.